boxing skills are sublime. No doubt he's pound for pound one of the best on the planet Earth. Crawford is the real deal.
Terence, Crawford can't beat no Canelo Alvarez. I beg you to differ. He gonna smash Canelo Alvarez, man. I'm telling y'all right now.
Honestly, like, as of right now, I think Bud to beat Canelo. It's not gonna switch. There's nothing that's gonna change what I feel.
Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman point out a critical weakness that could doom Canelo against Terence Crawford. They argue that Canelo, while talented, is often overrated and not the unstoppable force many fans believe. Crawford, on the other hand, is praised as the best of his era, with unmatched precision, sharp timing, and fluid movement. This combination, they believe, will expose Canelo's flaws, leaving him unable to adjust and ultimately leading to a decisive defeat.
Back in the ring with Terence Crawford. Not too soon. Maybe you take a year off and then come back and work your way to the 154, 160 division, and Terence Crawford be there and y'all want to meet again. That's cool. That's cool. But you don't need to be going back in the ring with him this December. I know that much.
Stephen A. Smith argues that Canelo Alvarez depends too much on power punches, thinking sheer strength can carry him to victory. He stresses this strategy won't work against Terence Crawford, a fighter who dominates with skill, precision, and movement. According to Smith, it takes more than heavy shots to defeat someone as versatile as Crawford. Canelo's predictable reliance on power, he warns, will be exposed and neutralized by Crawford's superior boxing intelligence, leading to his downfall.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes,
Who's going to win the fight, man, that's coming up? The biggest fight in boxing?
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You going to stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and that neck is wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
Power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, stronger fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always
prepared.
He's always ready. He's always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's fast.
Max Kellerman breaks down the Canelo versus Crawford clash by emphasizing the difference between skill and raw power. He highlights Crawford's jab as one of the sharpest tools in boxing today, capable of controlling distance and dictating tempo. By comparison, Canelo's jab has noticeably declined, forcing him to rely more on counterpunching and brute strength. Kellerman argues that Crawford's precision, timing, and high ring IQ could erase Canelo's size advantage, proving that adaptability and technical mastery outweigh pure physicality.
Crawford. Best defense. Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is not, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest defensive fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get hit. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring. But early in his career, he had a problem with that and was much more comfortable counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power. Canelo also has a great chin, a great chin. But in terms of if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him.
Timothy Bradley Jr. makes a striking comparison between the doubt Muhammad Ali once faced and the skepticism surrounding Terence Crawford today. He recalls how many believed Ali stood no chance against George Foreman's size and power, yet Ali defied all expectations with strategy, intelligence, and resilience. Bradley sees history repeating with Crawford, as critics claim he cannot overcome Canelo Alvarez due to the size gap. But Bradley insists greatness is never defined by size alone. It comes from determination, preparation, and skill. He emphasizes that Crawford has spent an entire year training specifically for this fight, proving his commitment to shocking the world just as Ali once did.
They said Ali couldn't beat George Foreman. Yep. They said that Jack Dempsey couldn't beat Jess Willard. Yeah. 6'6", Jess Willard, 250 plus pounds. Little old Jack Dempsey knocked them out. Yeah, they saying Terence Crawford can't beat no Canelo Alvarez. I beg to differ. He gonna smash Canelo Alvarez, man. I'm telling y'all right now. He gonna smash Canelo Alvarez. It's not gonna be a fair fight. I promise you that. It's not gonna be a fair fight. Because the minute he get acclimated to that punching power, it's gonna be over for Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, that wide swinging left hook, them big looping right hands. Oh, he can straighten that right hand. You don't think they're gonna be ready for that? Crawford and his team are the best in the business. Yeah, best in the business. Crawford has trained for this for an entire year. 1 year for one man. Thinking about him every day when he's out there grinding, watching video, studying film. Yeah, everybody talking about the weight. Ooh, the weight. Ooh, the weight. He too heavy. Tell it was weight classes for a reason, and all of this crap, man. You think greatness is just built on just being comfortable? Mm-mm. Greatness is built on being uncomfortable. Yeah. Before we even landed on the moon, it was an idea, right? It was an idea. And then they brought it to life, and we landed on the moon. I know there's some conspiracy theories out there saying that we didn't land on the moon, but you know what the hell I'm talking about. You get it? Yeah. We talk about size. Like size is everything. What about skill? What about mentality?
Bernie the boxer firmly rejects the idea that Terence Crawford is undersized for this showdown. He argues that Crawford's frame and physical presence have been underestimated for years, yet his dominance in higher weight classes proves his strength and adaptability. Bernie stresses that Crawford isn't a reckless smaller fighter moving up, but a calculated, intelligent competitor who knows how to deal with bigger opponents. For him, the deciding factor won't be size, it will be the ability to think, adapt, and outmaneuver in the ring. He highlights that Crawford and his team consistently pride themselves on sharper strategies than Canelo's camp, and this preparation could ultimately tilt the fight in Crawford's favor.
Crawford, you've seen him in the gym, but have you seen the best Crawford under the lights, you think?
When they say the best Crawford, I don't know. I like all Crawford how you do. That's what makes him a dynamic champion. You know what I'm saying? The best Crawford is what it takes to win. You know what I mean? Now, some fights are more interested than others. As far as like I say, the fight with Klimov was a kind of a slow fight. And maybe the Madrimov was a slow fight. Benavidez was kind of a slow fight until he knocked him out. But he was doing a lot of great things in there. So buzz fights, they're always exciting. You never know what's gonna happen in those fights. So the best Crawford he's always at his best.
GHX Patriot, thank you for the $2. Get the likes of BMB best in the biz. Something when Bud walked Canelo down. No way he's too small. Fire. Let's go, Crawford.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot, people do say that A lot of people are saying that they don't think that the walking down situation will happen because of the wrestling background, the grapplings, the the tactics, the balance and stuff like that. Stuff that Bud knows how to do because of his wrestling background. What would you say?
Man, I don't know nothing about no wrestling background. I mean, he did wrestle for, but he was not no national champion wrestler. He was not no real high school wrestler where he was wrestling all his years in high school. He wrestled. The man is just a freak of nature. He's an athlete. You understand? That's what it is. So his specialty is boxing. Okay, now he's strong as an ox. That's where his shit coming from. So they're not wrestling. It's not gonna be no fucking wrestling. You feel me? He's doing strength and conditioning training. He's strong as an ox, like we already know that. His hands is like baseball mitts.
Canelo Alvarez has entered this matchup with respect and humility, openly acknowledging Terence Crawford as a true threat despite the size gap. He admits that at the elite level, weight alone doesn't decide fights, because champions know how to adjust and compete across divisions. Canelo is preparing with full dedication, knowing Crawford's unique style requires more than brute strength. On the other side, Shakur Stevenson has voiced total confidence in Crawford, revealing that he's been sparring and dominating fighters Canelo's size or bigger. Stevenson argues that Crawford's accuracy and sharp timing can break through even the strongest chin. If you're excited for this historic clash, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful breakdowns and updates.